Back to the channel. Today we're going to be breaking down Atlanta FaZe versus New York Subliners in the grand finals. Map 1, hardpoint on 6-star. You guys have seen a lot of breakdowns recently, especially New York. Obviously they won the major, so I kind of wanted to go through that, my thought process when watching them, things I learned from them, and just overall the gameplay from their perspective. So right now, really big start to this game, and I want to go through Cellium right now, and something that I find really important when you're in these scenarios. So Cellium's whole team just died, okay? So the rest of FaZe just died, and they're going to be spawning on the right with the rest of the red team, okay? Now, most of the time, whenever I'm coaching someone, I find like in this scenario, they kind of have this attitude of, my whole team's dead, I'm going to try to make a play. Or it's kind of one of those where they just run in, okay? So you, right now, if you're Cellium, there's no reason to die here. Your whole team just died. You are by yourself, okay? Your main job here is to distract and delay your push. Wait for your teammates. Make some noise, do something. Chuck a stun, maybe try to get a kill, but the most important thing is play your life effectively. You want to distract these players so that your team have an easier opening in. If you die here, if you're Cellium and you die, this is exactly what happens, okay? Cellium dies. Now, New York have somebody watching the front, maybe two people watching the front. They have one guy watching maybe the left, and they have one guy watching the right. They know, okay, there's no gaps. Every single angle is covered. They get more time. But if Cellium plays his life fair, Cellium's distracting them. They don't have time to realize, oh, okay, there might be another player on the pool. They don't know how many people are going right. There could be two going right. There could be one sneaking through middle, waiting for a timing. Like, they don't know because you're distracting them. So you're taking away crucial map pressure and information. So right now Cellium goes through, and this is what I mean. He plays his life so well, and this is really good stuff from Cellium. He plays his life to perfection. He doesn't overcommit. He takes his time here, and now FaZe are kind of watching over. Look at number 5. Sky's just watching this area. He goes through, and I want you to pay attention to the pinch here, because the way FaZe break the hill, I don't know if they break it now, but just generally, the way they pinch is excellent. They go through, they're waiting for the first blood. They go across, and Cellium dies. So for me, Cellium was definitely the piece in that puzzle. They end up losing those gunfights, and they end up getting 3-piece. So like I said, it all kind of collapses with Cellium's death there. If we look at the minimap, I don't love what aBeZy does. Now, it makes sense in this scenario, to be fair to aBeZy, because there's only 20 seconds left, so it was one of those. But just generally, I feel like right there, FaZe did a good job at the way they set up the pinch, but as soon as Sib got that kill, as soon as Sky's got that kill on Cellium, they completely collapsed. So I'd like to see them have a bit more composure in that scenario. But shout out to New York. The way they broke that, the way they held that, really good stuff there. They go across, you see, as soon as Sib watches his teammate, I want you to notice something, okay? So right now we're on P1 still. Sib goes through, he watches his teammate spawn there. So Sib now knows, okay, Hydra spawns there. That means the rest of the red team, the rest of FaZe are going to spawn on my left. So he goes through, he tries to cut the lanes. He goes across, you see he gets a timing here, he's behind one. Great shots with his pistol. He goes through, and now it's all about the rotation. Kismet, excellent play here. He's in a really good corner. They might not expect this. So he goes through, you see, he takes his time, he plays his life, and he's able to take out one. Really good stuff there. He obviously gets pinched there, which is expected, but they're just doing a really good job now of kind of soaking up some pressure and making sure FaZe don't have too much map control. Just like I spoke about Cellium playing his life, I think Sky's doing the same thing right here. He's not overcommitting. He's waiting for his team. He's waiting for an angle. But what he's doing is he's holding the angle from so far out that FaZe can't push out this area. Let me explain. So right now, if we back away, we're FaZe in the hill, okay? We know New York are spawning on the left. In an idle scenario, an idle setup, you actually push up. You actually have somebody sitting around there in the pool or around middle, and you kind of suffocate, in this case, the blue team on the left side of the map. That's what you really want to do. But with Skies being so pushed up, right, with Skies basically being over there, the whole of New York know that FaZe, they are not around pool. So now it's actually easier for them to break it. They know, okay, FaZe actually only have this much map control, and that's not as intimidating to go up against. So New York can push through, they can push through. Now, if you have 3 players around here, if you're New York and you have 3 players around here, this isn't impossible to break the hill, because you have 3 grenades to work with, 3 stun grenades. You can trade effectively, just so much more options, simply because they're taking their time. Skies does get traded, but Hydra's there for the trade himself. He goes through, massive 2-piece from Hydra. He goes through and gets a 3rd. So this man is on a mission right now. Insane 3-piece. He goes across, once again plays the same angle that Kismet plays. Exact same angle. He gets stunned. I would like to see him mix it up slightly, just because Kismet was just there. Now, I don't know if he knew that, of course. piece. Excellent 3-piece from Draza, by the way. Excellent 3-piece from Draza. That was more of a FaZe trio kind of 3-piece. Just FaZe is doing a good job of breaking that one out. But like I mentioned, this is just going the way of New York right now. Like every single time there's a fight going on, they're able to win the team fight. They're able to get that slight advantage into the gunfights. Going forward, let's see what they can do in the next one. Number 3 is MWIII, doing a really good job playing his life. Just doesn't do it well enough there. I thought he was in a really good spot there. I really did, but he ends up getting taken out. FaZe going to go through. Again, the grenades go in. I don't mind what Sim's doing here. He's trying to kind of create something. And this is just one of those where I think one thing about New York, what I'm realizing is they just played their roles so well, and they just really won their team fights. Like, that's what it came down to. Like, Kismet opened up the first, I just with him, everything's covered. Another thing is they're playing their compact setups better than most people. Most teams in these scenarios, when they play compact, they kind of get crumbled on. As you're seeing right now, it's kind of happening there. I mean, to be fair, like I thought, they get crumbled on, but they just win in those crucial gunfights. So Sib gets 2, absolutely turns and burns, almost gets a 3rd. They also know that they're all at the back here, so they're trying to pinch them. Hydra, what a pinch here. Skies gets 2, goes through. Abizi's on the right now, he gets a trade. This is a back and forward game here, but every single time that FaZe is able to break the hill, New York is back. They're back applying pressure every single time. So there's nothing crazy going on. Like, every single time you're watching New York, they're able to break the hill. Right now, you're looking at FaZe and you're like, okay, they have, although they're at a disadvantage, they have a good amount of time for the next hill here. So they're going through, and what I really like, okay, is MWIII pushing out here. Again, when I'm coaching subscribers, one thing I always say, especially in this scenario, it's actually happened many times, right, is you want to be pushing out in this situation. You want to make sure, let's say, for example, you're in P4. So where are we? Let's just say number 1's MWIII, okay? They obviously know that New York is spawning around P2. Based on the spawns, they know they're spawning around P2. What I love is MWIII, instead of sitting here, right? Well, let me kind of get everyone else on the pitch as well. Not the pitch, on the map as well. So we go through, we have maybe someone around there. Someone maybe coming through middle, wherever the scenario is, okay? If you're MWIII right now and you're going across, there is zero reason to stay on the hill. Why? Because what happens is you're going to let New York push through to the window. You're going to let them have this control, and you're going to let them fight from the right. What you actually want to do is you want to catch them as they're rotating. You want to catch New York right there, because this is where they're going to be sprinting, and this is where they're going to be the most vulnerable. So you want to catch them in this scenario here, because it'll be an easier kill. So that's exactly what MWIII's doing. You see, he's playing an angle, he's going through. Now, if he's successful, that's a different story. He gets the first one, he gets Kismet, immediately repositions, goes through, and he's able to... Okay, I was going to say, he's able to get the second. He actually does get it. So MWIII right there, I think, did his job perfectly. Now, Hydra and Kismet getting the 3-piece, I mean, that's just a different situation. That is the rest of his team, I think, kind of trolling. And I think MWIII definitely needs some more help there. But when's the last time you saw a scoreboard with every single person from FaZe going negative? When I look at this game, it wasn't about New York doing anything crazy. It was simply about their guns were hotter. They're winning just every single team gunfight. I've not seen one team gunfight going the way of Atlanta FaZe. This is probably the only time it's happened. So, I mean, 25 seconds, we go through. Number 3, MWIII, again, watching middle map. Good play. I like it. I like it a lot. He's holding middle map. Now it's going to help them out slightly because they're getting outnumbered. And they're just getting simply out-traded. They're just simply getting out-traded. They're going through. Let's see who wins the gunfight in the middle here. FaZe go across the middle. There's one. Gets traded by Hydra. And for me, Kismet and Hydra right now, they're just doing everything well. Like, again, they're winning another team fight. They go across. They literally 3v3 that, and they won all of them. They won every single gunfight here. But let's pay attention to Sib. So this is what I mean by preparing for the future. Something New York did so well. Now, when I talk about New York in this instance, right, this is because they were on the day the best hardpoint team. But when FaZe, Toronto, or Optic are playing the best hardpoint, this is also what they do. It's just, this is how to play hardpoint at the highest level. So when I go through to this scenario, we're going towards P1, right? This is what I love, okay? Look at this. You have number 6, which was Sib. He's watching this area here. You then have 2 people on the hill, and then you have 1 person on the left-hand side, okay? So if we go through, they literally have everything. They literally have everything. Well, I was slightly off there in terms of they had a player around there, and then they had a player around there. So either way, Sib's got the whole right-hand side. Number 2, I don't know who it is, has got the middle. And then these 3 players have the left. So in terms of gaps in their setup, they don't really have any gaps. So what they need to do right now, okay, wrong screen, my apologies. What they need to do right now is kill Selim as quick as possible. As they go through, Selim gets distracted, Kismet takes him out. Perfect. Now, number 8 and number 7, Kiz and Hydra 2v1. They go through, they make Simp one shot. I have no doubt in my mind Kiz is going to push him. And there you go. Kiz gets a kill. Kiz gets that kill. They Sib dies on the right, so now they're going to go for the trade. Number 5 backs away. Skies plays his life so well here. And to be fair to FaZe, really good job there. After Kismet gets that 2-piece, I think FaZe did a phenomenal job of recovering there. So, although FaZe are, I would say, getting outslayed quite heavily, I think a lot of the team gunfights I've seen has gone down to New York. I have to give credit to FaZe, man. I really do. Only being down 10 when your whole team is essentially negative is very impressive. Very, very impressive stuff. So, it just shows you how good FaZe are as well. The fact that New York are outslaying them. Look at the scoreboard. New York are literally up by like 8, maybe 10 kills right now. 10 kills is a lot, man. 10 kills is quite a lot. That's like 2.5 whole pushes, right? So the fact they're only up by like 10 at that time is quite impressive. Kismet again, I love the off angle. Such a good off angle from Kismet to go through. Really good stuff there. Goes behind him, and this is, oh my god, that was so good from Kiz, man. Insane play from Kiz. He knows they spawn there. They go through. I will say that they did put a bit too much pressure there, and they did end up losing the spawn slightly. But it's going to be okay because they're behind them, and they're just toying with FaZe right now. The way they're playing is like they're really stretching out the map. They are really stretching out the map right now. What's going on here? Number 3's by himself. I don't love number 3 pushing out like that. And that's the thing about BZ, man. I thought, bro, BZ is one of my favorite players in the game. Don't get me wrong. But right now, when we compare BZ to Skies in this situation, like BZ's pushing out. He's going for the hill. But it's like, bro, I feel like he should focus on Kismet, in my opinion. Like, whether he knows Kismet's there or not, like, he should focus on getting the outer skirts of the map, in my opinion. Right now, he's going for the kill in the hill, but it's like, he completely left Kismet. Kismet gets that kill. Kismet backs away. Now the rest of FaZe, they're a bit scared to push out. They're a bit scared because Kismet has that. And that's exactly why they should have waited for a second. You see another one goes in. Now the trades go through. So BC does die, but the trades go in. Hydra kind of trolls that one. He was by himself, so fair play. And MC, I think, kind of sweep them up there, man. MC sweep them up a little bit. Nice little 3-piece. FaZe bailed himself out of that one, to be fair. The ARs kind of bailed them out. I think Draza and Selim did pretty good there. Number 2's watching the overextension. Let's take our time and look at the minimap here. I love this from FaZe. I do love this from FaZe, okay? I want you to pay attention to the minimap with me. Right now, we have 3 openings if you're Atlanta FaZe to watch, okay? So we're the red team, we're Atlanta FaZe. We have the middle map we need to watch. Let's just assume the whole of New York is on this right side, okay? That's our assumption. The whole of New York's on the right. We have to watch this left-hand side, okay? We have to then watch middle map and then the right. Those are the 3 areas we need to watch. So I want you to pay attention to the teamwork between the 2 players around this area. Look what they do, because I think this was really, really smooth and really smart. It wasn't a complicated thing, but just something I want to see more people do. So right now, as number 3 progresses towards middle, so as a BZ picks up middle, he tells Simp to go and pick up the right. So that way they have both areas covered. There's no gaps in their setup. I really love that play. Now, unfortunately, they did miss an area there. They missed a small spot in middle. A BZ does get one, and he ends up getting taken out there. So I love the play from Simp and a BZ to kind of line up there. I just think they had a little bit of an error, and they missed that whole middle cut, which I think was very valuable. One thing I would have preferred, if I look back and be very, very fussy, I don't know why. Okay, did I rewind that much? Okay, I'm very silly for that. In this scenario, if I kind of forward it again slightly, I really don't understand why they didn't just have... Okay, let's leave it. But what I was going to say is, let me go to my screen, it might be a bit easier. Like, I don't know why when Simple's over there... Actually, to be fair, I get it, actually. So Simple's standing here, right? What I was going to say is, why didn't Simp just cut through this area and watch this cut and let a BZ watch through middle? So what I think has actually happened is Simp was playing a bit more cautious. He wanted to back away just in case one of the New York members got through already. So that's a really big timing thing, I would say. And that, again, that kind of cost him in that scenario. So FaZe up by 30. They're going to be watching through. Even Sib just being this far up the map. This is excellent. This is excellent. They're chasing Sib. They're literally chasing Sib across the map here. Look at number 6 on the minimap. Number 6 v number 1. Although Celium wins that, he's nowhere near the gunfight now. He's nowhere near. He's another 10 seconds away. And at this point, the teammates are going to go through. They know where Celium is. They watch the front. Skies is in a phenomenal position to pick up those kills. Again, New York just doing a great job with the teamwork. I'm not going to say FaZe played this bad, but I just think at this specific game, it was map 1. New York's gun seemed to be hotter. I feel like FaZe did a good job, to be fair to them. They kept it close, especially while getting outslayed, but in terms of gunfights, I don't think it's close right now. I don't think it's close. The only guy positive for FaZe is Celium, and that's by 1. The rest of them are borderline negative, and the SMGs are the big difference, man. Like, you got Hydra and Kiz both from 20, 22, and then you got BZ and Simp on 11 and 14. Like, it's a massive, massive difference. So when your submachine guns are setting that pacing that they are now, it's completely different. Completely different. Hydra goes through with the cruise. They know, again, playing it patiently. There's 2 people through middle, so they're going to wait. They're going to take their time. They now know the hill is empty. Kiz is going to go underground expecting someone to be there. He goes through, they get some help on their side, and the trades go their way. Well, I thought it should anyways, but FaZe end up cleaning that one up. And that's what I mean. Even when I'm watching FaZe in this scenario, like, bro, they still played it pretty good, man. And then you won this, but you can't really say FaZe played it terribly. Yes, they got outslayed, but in terms of actual hardpoint fundamentals, they played it well, man. I think they played it pretty well. They just couldn't shoot back in this series, in this specific map, which is kind of a weird one, man. That's a separate topic, but FaZe struggling on Sundays is a really strange one, because when I'm watching this now, this same thing was not happening on the Thursday. When they met each other in the winners round 1 or winners round 2, whatever it was, I can't remember. Like, oh, I think it was round 1. Like, bro, FaZe were getting, like, they were literally tucking New York. So this was a completely different series. So it is a little bit strange to see the way it kind of transitioned, but let's see what happens there. I love the play from Simp. Really good pinch here. He goes through. I love the play from him. Even though Hydra kills him, he's one shot, he gets taken out. They know exactly where they're going to be. So right now, again, there's 3 people on the minimap from FaZe. So this is what I would like to see. Let's see if it happens. They know New York is spawning on the left, okay? There are 3 people watching this one door right now. So for me, the biggest kind of pacing thing I want to see is how fast are FaZe going to react? How fast until one of them goes to the right? Let's see right now how long it takes them. So they're in a scenario where one of them needs to move. There you go. So if BZ does move, I don't mind that. But for me, again, like, nobody going to the right there, I feel like kind of trolls them a little bit. Like, you see they're getting pinched now. Again, I want them a bit quicker. Somehow they still win it. Every time I criticize FaZe, they somehow still win the gunfight, so fair play to them. Sib with a phenomenal 2-piece. Great job from him, kind of buying time for his team. And New York, they have plenty of time to work with right now, so they're just trying to pinch effectively. I mean, again, man, they just... FaZe have the setup there. FaZe have the setup, and New York simply win everything. They simply win everything. Now, when I look at that, is it a setup issue? Is it a communication issue? We don't really know, and that's the one thing that's hard to understand. It's not about what happened, it's about why it happened, and I can't tell you that because I'm not in their shoes, but from what I see, there's definitely an issue there. There's definitely something going on. Whether it's just the guns were hot from New York, I don't know, but there's too many easy breaks they're giving them, man. There's way too many easy breaks they're giving them. And me playing Call of Duty quite a lot, I can tell, like, when the breaks are going, like, when you're holding a setup and it gets broken that easily, there's normally quite a bit of frustration in that, because you feel like you should do more there, and it normally does result in frustration. So I'm not sure if that snowball effect is what leads them to lose on the Sundays. I don't know, man. It's a really weird one. It really is. Another factor is they do normally come through winners, so the loser team is normally quite hot, and that map 1 has a massive kind of effect on the momentum. But great play from both teams right now going across. Again, I don't love the angle there from Draza. Maybe just wait a second more for Simp. Straight for Simp. And yeah, the Tiny Terrors end up going through. They end up breaking that. They're going to rotate to the new hill. At this point, I just think it's a little bit too little too late here. You see Skies on the head glitch on the left. He has so much kind of cover to work with. He's watching the plants. This is a really, really hard break for FaZe here. Although they get a few kills through the middle, it's like, at this point, like, New York are just picking up everything. Like, if I just pause this setup right now, like, bro, Kismet has the whole middle. The rest of New York have the left. It's like, how do you really break this? Like, look at this. Sib gets one. They're going to push through. Sib. Sky's going to get the other. That's 2 down. Now, Kismet isn't panicking. He's still holding that angle. He's holding middle. Selim, I will say one thing that I've noticed about Selim is his pacing has always been an issue when they're losing. I think it's fair to say that. When they win, of course, no one can criticize him. But when they're losing, you do sometimes wonder if the pacing can be the issue. But I personally don't agree with that. That's just a take I've seen. Me personally, I feel like it has to be a mentality thing, man. That there's no way you just go from being the best team in the game for 7 series and then on your 8th series you're the worst. Not worst, but you're second best. It just doesn't make sense. So that was going to be, that was going to be it for the map 1. Like, my final thoughts was just champs is next week. I don't know who takes it. I really don't. I think if you're a FaZe fan, you still feel confident, man. The fact that you're getting to those Sundays, you're getting to those grand finals, and you're the best team in the game until those grand finals, I think you take that. I really do. I think you take it, and you just hope that for champs it just clicks together, man. That's what you hope for as a FaZe fan. Optic, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. To be honest, it's just one of those, man. But yeah, YouTube, drop a like on the video, and I'll catch you guys for another video tomorrow. Let me know if there's a specific breakdown you want to watch, and I'll make sure to do that for you guys. Catch you guys then. Peace.